Well, what is up, guys? It is I, Hootran here, your fantasy football fanatic. That's right, fanatic, singular. That's because I don't have my two friends here anymore. Forced to retire, but you know what? That shouldn't stop you from getting the fantasy football information that you need. So let's get right into it for the preview of Week 3. Yeah, this is Federal Agent Jack Bauer of the CFFTU. That's Counter Fantasy Football Terrorist Unit. I have some urgent fantasy football information. I need to talk to the president immediately. I'm being shot at. You need to tell the president that Brett Favre's milestone day was good for fantasy owners as well. Also, Tom Brady had 4 TD passes, as well as Donovan McNabb. He threw 3 of those to Utah State alum Kevin Curtis. All right, I need to meet him at the White House. Got it. It's gonna be one of those days. Yeah, I'm okay. Chloe, Roy Williams also went for 200 yards and got a TD as well. But Chloe, I need those running back specs.
Parker and Steven Jackson each hit the century mark, but
what?
They didn't score. Ronnie Brown and Barber each have multi-TD games through the air and the ground.
I understand. Tony, what you got for me?
Copter's ready.
Good.
You got a call too.
Alright. This is Bauer.
Hello, Mr. Bauer. It is your old friend, Heinz Ward.
Who is it?
It's Ward.
Fantasy football terrorist?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Drew Brees, Steve Smith, and Matt Leinart were all disappointments as well. We did it for Larry Johnson. Goodbye, Mr. Bauer.
No, don't hang up. Hung up. He said Larry Johnson.
He's been a fantasy football bust all season.
Of course. Alright, Mr. President. I know people think that you're stupid, but you can't be dumb enough to start everybody from the Titans, the Saints, the Redskins, or the Jaguars. They all have bye weeks next week.
Thanks. I'm in your debt.
Well, Agent Jack Bauer is looking extremely sexy, and he's extremely helpful too. But let's get you started with Week 4 picks. What you should be start. Let's start with the injury wire. Jake Delhomme is questionable to start, but you know what? The Panthers have an unfavorable matchup this week. Don't expect to start Delhomme or Carr. As we know, Deuce McAllister has torn his ACL. He is out. I'm thinking about picking up Aaron Sticker as insurance for the Saints offense. Rudy Johnson of the Bengals also out. Kenny Watson did a pretty good job filling in for him. He looked pretty good, so I would recommend picking him up. Rex Grossman is bench, but well, you weren't really expecting to use him in your fantasy lineup anyway, right? Good. With some more injuries, Ahman Green is looking like he might not be playing. Ron Dane and Samkon Gato are ready to go if he doesn't play. And if you haven't picked up Derek Ward yet from the New York Giants, I know they're from the Giants. Boo. Cowboys, baby. Then don't worry. Pick up Derek Ward. He is looking really good. Also, Brandon Marshall, Denver Broncos. Jay Cutler has been hitting him all season long. All right, let's get to a quarterback, shall we? Let's go throwback here. First throwback, well, obviously the throwback I'm wearing, Brett Favre is looking really good. He's going to get his record TD at the Vikings, so be sure to start him. He'll probably have a good game against a weak Minnesota pass defense. Be sure to start also Jeff Garcia, speaking of throwbacks. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he has a favorable matchup this weekend, and I'm going on a limb here. Mark Bulger's going to have a pretty good game. I know he's playing my Cowboys. Cowboys have a pretty sorry secondary, sad to say, and Mark Bulger is just due for a good game, but you know he's not a reliable starter week in, week out, just so you know. All right, let's talk about the running backs now. Let's start with this one game here. we're going to go with Lamont Jordan, Ronnie Brown, and the Oakland Raiders versus Miami Dolphins. Both these run defenses can be beaten, and I suspect that they will be beaten. So be sure to start either Ronnie Brown and Lamont Jordan if you have them. They can both have big games. Be sure to play Marshawn Lynch. He is going to have a pretty good game, I think, against the Jets. So he's looking good for running back. And also, Adrian Peterson might not have that good a game against the strong Packer defense. Wide receivers you might want to start. Hines Ward is injured. Right now, not quite sure if he's going to go, but if he does go, start him. Santonio Holmes looks good too if Ward can't go. Even if Ward can't go, it's against the Cardinals. They'll probably have a pretty good game. Also, let's break the walls down. Jericho Cotchery against the Buffalo Bills. That's a good pick. And that's your Week 4 predictions. Keep it here. This is your fantasy football fanatic, Hootran. Thanks for watching Who, What, Where, When, Why, How.